I literally spent every waking moment of last weekend playing arcraiders. I haven't been this hyped for a game's release since Halo 3, and I found out there are tons of hidden mechanics this game never outright explains to you. So today I bring you 15 pro tips and hidden features you didn't know was possible in arcraiders. Now, the regular shield chargers take a few seconds to fully charge up, right? While remaining in safety and not taking damage while the shield is fully charging is even more important than you would first think. Because if you take any damage while the shield is charging up, it stops. If the shield has only charged up 50% and then you get shot, boom, that's it. You've lost the rest of the shield that you were supposed to get because it's not going to continue charging. So it's actually very important you allow your shield to fully charge before re-engaging. And speaking of shields, you can indeed determine what level of shield a raider is wearing simply from their physical appearance. These panels that hang on your side, these are shields. Light shields show up as 1 panel, medium shields show as 2, and heavy shields show up as 3 panels. Now I know these aren't super easy to perceive while mid-combat in the middle of battle, but if you do happen to notice, like, oh damn, that boy's chunky, he's souped up with multiple shields, then be sure to adjust your strategy appropriately, because you know he is not going down without a fight. One of the best opportunities to find juicy loot is with these key cards, used to open up hidden rooms full of high quality gear. Well, the thing is, visiting a key card room will be most valuable at night. As I'm sure you know, nighttime increases the quality of loot, right? Better gear spawns at night. So in my opinion, you should always save your key cards, any key cards you have, for when the nighttime comes around on that map. Then you visit those rooms full of loot at night. This way, you're capitalizing on the opportunity much more compared to using the keycard during the day when there's less loot. So simply put, save your keycards for the night. Here's a general mechanic active in this game. The longer you stay in a match, the more arc enemies will start spawning in, especially near the extraction points. You ever notice how sometimes extraction areas are completely clear, but other times it feels like a full-blown American army guarding Donald Trump's hairpiece? Well, that's probably because of the timing. If you're trying to extract during those final 1 to 2 minutes, prepare for chaos. Prepare for that absolute cinema type action. Now, if you don't enjoy puckering your butthole every time you breach, praying to baby Jesus you don't get shot from behind, then just simply breach from the side. If you breach at the very edge of the door, you'll have enough space to turn around and watch your back, potentially saving you from a sneak attack schmoggling. While roaming and looting, keep your ears peeled for this noise. This sound indicates a nearby raider cache in the ground, which gives you some juicy loot, so keep your ears peeled. Now don't get it twisted, just because an area isn't colored as yellow or red does not mean it doesn't have good loot. In fact, in my experience, the apartment buildings in Damn Battlegrounds map are stocked with guns and weapon attachments, loot that is perfect for fresh characters. And it makes sense, Americans having a toaster and then an ice cream scooper side by side with a semi-automatic shotgun stuffed in their kitchen cabinet. Yeah, it's nutty, man, it's nutty. Military grade weapon attachments hidden in their sock drawers. But for real, every time I roll through these apartments, I find myself a few decent guns and or weapon attachments. And this is perfect for newer players. So these apartments right here, super quick and easy strategy to collect good loot. Do any of you have any particular spots or locations that you love to farm? If you do, please share it with everyone in the comments section down below. I'm sure you've heard before that you can recycle or salvage loot while mid-game. However, I haven't heard many speak about why or when this is useful. So first reason, if you recycle an item, the salvaged parts will be less weight compared to the item fully intact. So if you're over in Cucumbered feeling like a fat pride activist,
welcome to a day in the life of a fat activist,
then you can simply salvage down a couple items and it will weigh less while still receiving some value. value from that item. But there is a trade-off for salvaging items mid-game. The trade-off is that you receive less salvage parts mid-game compared to recycling them back at home base. So if an item recycles down to, say, 10 metal parts mid-game, then recycling at home base might provide you with 20 metal parts. So if you're trying to lessen your weight load, you can recycle random items. However, just keep in mind, you will receive more salvage if you extract with the item and recycle back at home. If you want to be sneaky about destroying these pesky cameras, you don't want to shoot your weapon causing extra noise, then you can use your axe to perform the ultimate jump strike maneuver. Jumping and slicing vertically will hit the camera, silently destroying it. Now, just for fun, here are two very cool hidden details that they stuck in the game. Number one, when a raider is incapacitated, you'll hear a beeping sound, and that beeping actually says SOS in Morse code. You'd be sending out a message to Tom Hanks like, help me, Tom, help me. Number two, as you upgrade your weapon, it gets less and less rusty, ending up looking polished and sleek. And speaking of upgrading your guns, sometimes it can be very cheap yet very valuable. Some weapons can be upgraded to tier 2 or tier 3 for a minimal amount of parts, and it is quite worth it. I mean, check out this level 1 versus level 3 anvil. Huge difference in battle. Some of these great guns like Pharaoh or even Stitcher, once upgraded to level 3 or 4, are top tier guns, man. Top tier guns. So I highly recommend upgrading your weapons, even just once or twice, as it can make a big difference, and it is cheap. Anybody with an IQ higher than Forrest Gump will have already realized you can slide in this game, and although sliding is fun, is not very fast and doesn't get you very far. However, what many players may not realize is that the slide has real utility, because when sprinting, as soon as you initiate the slide, notice your stamina will begin regenerating. If you're trying to make a break for it and run a far distance, then sliding any chance you can to conserve stamina can be quite helpful. The stamina you save overall is not insignificant either. Doing this correctly feels like it actually makes a difference and helps you run farther. Swapping weapons is almost always faster than reloading. Gun synergy in this game is crucial. Running a proper primary and secondary setup, a duo combo of weapons, is damn near a necessity. For example, you take one precise shot with a Pharaoh and then immediately swap to an automatic weapon to finish the job. Or, up close, you dump a full SMG magazine, then quick swap to a shotgun for the cleanup duty. So the point is, always think in terms of weapon cycling or weapon swapping. Reloading is simply too damn long for many guns in this game. Now here's possibly the most important mechanic in all of gaming history, the play-friendly mechanic. Now, I'll just keep it a buck. I know having no mercy, wiping out every scrub you come across, and feasting the juicy loots of their labor can be very fun indeed. But it can also be quite satisfying interacting in a more positive manner. I mean, check this out. Check this interaction I had. In a solo match, I pull up, ambush this dude, I got the kill, but I remember I had a defib on me. So I thought, alright, let's make this guy's day, and I revived him. And I was wondering, is he going to unload on me as soon as he stands up? But nope, he got up and started healing me with his bandages. And then I just kept it pushing. We had our fight, we healed up, boom, on to the next one. Both players had a good experience. Of course, I'm not saying this is how you should act in every single situation. I'm just saying keep it in mind. Don't be 100% negative, Stay open to positive interactions with other players. Just have an open mind. That's all I'm saying. Now, I'm sure you've become aware of the different ammo types, with heavier ammo being more effective at piercing arc armor. However, there's more to this than first glance. For example, don't get it twisted, being weak against armor plating does not mean it deals less damage to the arc itself. Like, piercing is simply referring to breaking down the armor plates, but you can indeed use light ammo and deal full damage against arc enemies if you're shooting non-armored spots, which is why why some people would argue that the hairpin is actually quite effective against arc enemies if you're shooting the unarmored critical hit spots, because the hairpin does deal decent damage per shot. And speaking of arc, hornets are the big bro version of a wasp. So wasp is the little dude, little scrubs, and hornets are the real stingers that do have armor plating, but only on the front thrusters, not in the back. So if you can get an angle and shoot their back thrusters, then that's an easy way to defeat them. Players can easily get these two confused, but it's important to remember. I think of it like wasp equals weak and hornet equals heavy. Let me know if y'all want a full video covering how to defeat every single enemy, because there are a ton of variations. And another quick tip, you can and should always ping the arc enemies to determine what type they are. Hornet, wasp, snitch, rocketeer, you need to know what you're up against, and you can ping these dudes from hundreds of meters away. So I'm sure you've heard about how you can throw rubber duckies or even random stones to distract enemy arc. However, you can cause the same result but much more effectively using what I call the super duck, aka the snitch scanner. These scanners drop from all the snitches and can be thrown to call in a few arc enemies, just like the snitch does to you. So obviously, these can have a huge impact in PvP. Scanners are actually extremely underrated, man. They can easily turn the tides in a squad fight. One team might think they have the advantage, the next thing you know, they got 2-3 different arcs running down on them. This strategy only truly works outside, and you'll want to throw the scanner over and past the enemy team. So when the arc drops in, they get aggroed on the enemy team first. So it is clear that Embark designed this game to thrive and really open up to its fullest when playing co-op, specifically trios. So I highly recommend joining a Discord. There are two very large arcraiders Discords. You got the official Arc server and then the arcraiders looking for group server. Both are huge and full of cool players you can squad up with. And if you want to squad up with me and my people, you can join my Discord. There's a link in the description. So yeah, playing solo feels like Metal Gear Solid, while playing trios is more like a methodical version of Helldivers. And now it's your turn, my fellow jabronis. Please comment down below any thoughts or opinions you have. Are there any mechanics or hidden features that I missed and you know of? And subscribe to the channel. I'll be making a ton more arcraiders content. This is just the beginning. So I thank you very much for watching, and I'll talk to you later. Stay golden.